Hi everyone, thank you for watching my videos. So in my previous videos I have shown you how do we first a simple program using AFL on Linux, then WinAFL on Windows, and I have also used HonkFuzz on Linux. So we have first our simple program using that, and then we found a lot of crashes, different kind of crashes like heap overflow, buffer overflow, integer overflow, and we also did root cause analysis of them using GDB on Linux or WinDBG on Windows. And so many people were asking me that how do we fuzz a real life program using that. So in today's video I'm going to show you how do we fuzz TCP dump using WinAFL, TCP dump using AFL on Linux. And for that, first thing we need to do is we need to install TCP dump on our system. And since we are going to fuzz it, so we need to install the source. We will need the source code for that, so that we can instrument it using AFL, and then we can fuzz it. So let's go. So as you can see, this is the TCP dump GitHub repo over here. That is github.com, the TCP dump group, and slash TCP dump. So let's go and ahead and copy the code. So I'm just copying the GitHub URL over here, and then let's do a git clone. So I will go to a new directory and let's clone it. So git clone and URL, and let's wait till the repo gets copied to our local system. I think it won't take much time, maybe a few seconds. So okay, uh, it will take some time. uh, okay, it will take a few more seconds and then we should be good to go. So let's wait for a few more seconds, maybe a minute, and then we will compile using TCP dump. We will see if we face any issues with that, if there is any dependency which we have not installed. If that is the case, then we might need to install that dependency, that lib. So okay, it has cloned the zip repo over here. Now first thing what we will do is we will compile it without any instrumentation, just to make sure that things are working at our system. So let's go to TCP dump folder, and just run a configure command to see if it's working. So okay, let's wait. So as you can see, it is trying to configure. It will generate a make file, then we can do a make, just to make sure that there is no dependency problem with our system, and then we can fuzz it. So okay, so as you can see, the configure is giving some error, and it is saying that the local pcap library was not found. And so I think we can check configure.log as well, if there is any. I'm not sure. Let's just check it over here. uh, yes, there is a config.log over here. So let's just see what message we get and if it can help us with the compilation. So I'm just going through the log over here, and config okay. So you can see that it's giving a lot of fatal error over here, uh, and let's go and see more. We can simply search for error. So you can see there is one more error. I will do a next. So there are couple of files which are not present, and looks like we need to install that. So let's go ahead and try to install the dependencies. And in our case, what it was saying is that local lib pcap was not found. I will show you once more so that we can get the exact error message. And let's see. So okay, we need to install pcap config. I think we need to install lib pcap, and the solution for this will be very simple. If you go to the same site, the TCP dump group GitHub repo, you can see that there is a repo for lib pcap as well. So we can simply clone that and we can install that, and then we can see if it is working or not. So if you can see it over here, lib pcap. Let's git clone it, and then we will install, and we'll see if we are able to compile TCP dump with that. So let's copy the URL, and then we will do a git clone for that. So I think it's taking some time. Okay, I'm just going to copy the git URL from here. Okay, I have copied the URL, and what I'm going to do is I'm not changing my directory to I'm not going to label above TCP dump. I will copy it in the same directory. So let's do git clone and lib pcap over here. So you can see that it is cloning the repo on my local VM, and let's wait for some time till the cloning gets finished. I think my net is slow, or I probably don't have the hard disk space on my system, so it's very slow today. But okay, it's done now. So let's go to lib pcap directory now, and we'll again do the same thing, configure, and let's see if it requires any more dependencies. If so, then we need to install that. Otherwise we are good to go. We can simply compile this. So one thing we will do here is that if lib pcap gets compiled successfully, then we'll compile it using AFL GCC so that it also get instrumented, and then we'll compile TCP dump. So you can see that we are again getting some configure error over here. So we need to install flax over here. So let's see, sudo apt install flax, and let's see what it says. Okay, yes, it will download the flax lib over here. Okay, and it has installed the flax. So now let's again do a configure. Let's see if there is any more missing dependencies over here. Hopefully it should work now. Okay, we need to install Bison lib as well. So let's go ahead and install Bison. I'm not sure if this is the correct name. Okay, yes it is. So let's wait till it gets installed. And for those of you who don't know, there is a bug bounty program for TCP dump, which is called Internet Bug Bounty. So that actually offers you some bug bounties for TCP dump if you find any critical issues which can lead to remote code execution. So if you are fuzzing TCP dump and if you found any crashes, you can report it to IBB, and you might get some bounty for that. So okay, let's compile, let's configure it again and see if we are able to compile it or not. So the issue with fuzzing on Linux is that it's pretty simple, but if you got stuck in with some dependencies, if there is some missing dependency, then if you don't know how to fix, then that will take up most of your time. So same was the case with me, and I actually spent a lot of time in just solving the dependencies problem on Linux. So looks like our config was successful. Now since config was successful, I am assuming that our make will be successful. Otherwise this video will become too large if I go ahead and test it using that. So I'm going to cut short over here, and now what I'm going to do over here is that I'm going to compile libpcap using AFL with asn enabled, and we will compile it in 64-bit mode. So I'm going to show you the command, and the command for this is pretty simple. If you want to compile it using in 32-bit mode, then you just need to add C flags equal to M32. It tells the compiler that we need a 32-bit binary, but in this case we will simply go with 64-bit binary because that will be easy. Sometimes what happens is that when you try to compile a Linux binary in 32-bit mode, there are a lot of missing dependencies, and that will be a big issue for you. You need to install a lot of libs. If you are new to that, you find it very difficult. So just keep it default if your Linux is 64-bit, and simply do a 64-bit build. Otherwise, if it's 32-bit system, then simply do a 32-bit build on that. So let's go ahead. So this is the command. C flags means the flags which I'm going to pass to the C compiler, and then LD flags, this is the linker flags, and we also need to set our CC2 AFL CLang. We can try and see if it works, and we will set CXX. Sorry, I don't think we need CXX over here. That is C++ compiler. So we have changed our compiler to AFL CLang. We have given C flags as G. So G will actually help us with debugging symbols and all. It will make debugging easier. Then we are giving fsanitize equal to address, and let's add one more flag, that is undefined behavior. So fsanitize is equal to undefined. So what it does is it will checks for undefined, that is called ubsan, and it will detect a lot of undefined behavior like integer overflow or etc. So I have given it over there. So let me add the linker flag as well. fsanitize is equal to undefined. F omit F no omit frame pointer. It will give more details in asn. So let's go ahead and compile that using this command, and let's see if our compilation is successful or not. Okay, so far so good. I think our libpcap is getting compiled on this system. So let's wait for a few more seconds, and then we will do a make, and then we'll do a make install, and then we'll go and we'll compile TCP dump. We'll see if we are able to compile TCP dump again or not. Hopefully we should be able to compile it. So let's just wait for some time. So since it is a very small piece of software, it won't take much time, but I have faced issues when compilation takes like a few minutes to an hour if you are trying to build a Chromium then that will take a lot of time on a Linux system. So compared to that, I find this is very quick. Few of you might notice that if you are new, you will say that, oh, it's taking a lot of time, but that is completely normal. So now let's make it using make command, and again let's wait for some time till the compilation gets finished. So you can see that our binaries are getting instrumented by AFLCC over here. You can see it is in ascend and amscend mode. It's taking some time. Let's wait. So I'm going to skip the compilation part because the video will become very large. So I'm going to stop the recording over here. I will start it again when the compilation gets finished. Okay, so you can see over here that the make was successful, and now let's go ahead and do a make install so that it will install the library on our system. Okay, it has installed. Now let's go to our TCP-dump directory and run the same command, same configure command. cc afl clang cflags g fsanitize address fsanitize undefined fno omit frame pointer and configure, and let's see if we are able to configure our TCP dump on the system or not. I'm assuming that this should work now because we have installed all the missing dependencies over here. So let's wait for some time. Okay, so you can see that it was looking for pcap config, and last time when we ran it, it gave an error over here and the config was not successful, but now it has found that file, so it should not be an issue anymore. So far so good. Okay, it has created a make file, so we will just compile it using make, and let's wait for some time. You can see that it is getting instrumented over here by AFLCC. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to stop the recording over here. I will start it again, otherwise the video will become big. So I'm just stopping it over here. I will start it again once the make file make command gets finished over here. Okay, so as you can see, the make command was successful over here, and now what we need to do over here is just to install TCP dump. So let's do sudo make install, and as you can see, the TCP dump has been installed over here. You can also see the compiled TCP dump binary in the current directory, and working over here. So now the point here is that how do you get the initial test cases to fuzz, and so in case of open source software you don't need to worry because most of this software comes with their own set of test cases which you can use to fuzz. So let's see if there is any test cases which are available for TCP dump. So as I can see over here, if there is any test folder, so you can see that there is a test folder over here, which you can see over here, and let's go and see what does it contain. So you can see that it contains a lot of files, that is pk file, and this will be very useful. This can work as a input corpus for our fuzzing related exercise. You can see that some of them are named as out of boundary, ASAN, unsupported link types. So it means that there are people who have fuzzed this software previously, and these are the PKs for the bugs which have already been fixed in that. So this is a good corpus for us which we can use, but only thing we need to do over here now is that we need to minimize our corpus, because it might contain a lot of file, and we actually don't need them. We need to use a command over here, which is afl cmin, and I, that is for input, and taste, that is directory, and out, so where it will save our minimize files. Then we need to give am as a none, because we have compiled this using ASAN and we are on 64-bit system, so that's why. And now comes our TCP dump uh, executable and the parameter it takes. So the parameter for this will be VV, EE, and NNR, and @@. So this V and E and NNR, basically R says that read from the file that is over here, and then EE and VV will be giving us the header, different header in verbose mode. So let's run it and see. Okay, so you can see that there are around 1234 total file in the test folder, and let's see how much file we get after minimizing that. So this will take some time. This corpus minimization is a very important steps, and otherwise what happen is that AFL will actually take all this file and tries to mutate them together, and that will take a lot of time. That will actually waste unneeded bandwidth, unneeded CPU cycles. So it's always a good habit to minimize your corpus. Then another step you can take is you can use AFL tmin. So right now I am using AFL cmin, which is for minimizing the corpus. Basically, if there are 10 files, and if all of them are triggering the same code path, same tuples in case of AFL, then this command AFL cmin will reduce it to the only one file. And what does AFL tmin does is that suppose you have file which is of size 1 MB, so it will basically figure out that which are the fields in that particular file which are needed to reach all the code path, and which are the bytes which are not needed, and it will remove those files. It will basically replace them with zeros, or it will simply remove those bytes. So that is the difference between AFL cmin and AFL tmin. Cmin is just to reduce the number of files, while AFL tmin is to reduce the file size. So I'm again going to stop the video recording, and let's see. Okay, so you can see that the test folder contain around 1234 files, and after minimization it has narrowed it down to only 427 files. So that is like 1/3 of the entire corpus data. So that is very helpful, and what it means is that this 427 files, each of them is unique. They triggers a unique code path in TCP dump when you run it with this command. So since now we have our minimize corpus, only thing we need to do is we just need to run our AFL command. And if you are watching my videos, you might be aware of the command which we use to fuzz. The command is simple. It's AFL fuzz I and input folder. So here we will give our taste min because that contains our minimize corpus, then out, and we'll give it TCP dump first, and am, that is none, because this is a 64-bit binary, and we have compiled it using ASEN, so that will require a huge amount of memory, so we need to give am as none. And then our command, that is TCP dump hyphen -vv hyphen -ee hyphen -nnr and @@. So let's see what happens over here, and you can see that AFL has started it's processing the initial file. Now since we have around 400 plus files, it will take some time, so let's wait and see what happens over here. So in this way you can fuzz TCP dump using AFL. Similar approach you can use if you want to fuzz it using Honk Fuzz. So if you want, you can see my previous videos where I have covered how do we use Honk Fuzz to fuzz any software on the Linux system. And so what you can do is you can even run the multiple instance of AFL. In our cases, I only ran like one instance, but what you can do is you can run one master and different slaves depending upon the CPU cores you have. So that will actually speed up your fuzzing, and that will help you finding crashes very quickly. So that's all I had about how to be fuzz using TCP dump. Now let's wait till it finishes starting up, and then we'll see what speed we are getting, and I don't think it will be able to find any new crashes in short amount of time, because it has been heavily fuzzed before. So we need to run it at least for like few hours if there is some new crash, if you want to find any new crashes in TCP dump using AFL. And we also need a good corpus. So since we are already using the existing corpus, it will be difficult. I will not say it's not possible. We can still get some crashes if we run it for a few days, or if we run multiple cores. But I think the intention behind this video was to show people how do we fuzz a real world open source software, and TCP dump was one of the simplest which I have found. We have covered how do we install missing dependencies, like in case of TCP dump we needed to install libpcap before that, and for libpcap to install we ended up installing Flax libraries and Bison. So these are the libraries you need to install if you want to fuzz TCP dump on your system, or if you are trying to fuzz libpcap on your system. And let's wait for some more time. It's already around 350 files it is processed, so it will take few more seconds. Okay, so you can see that it has started AFL UI. We can see over here AFL status screen we can see, and the speed you can see over here is we are getting is around 16 to 17 execution per second. That is very slow. That may be because for some reason my VM is very slow. I think I don't have much RAM or hard disk space over here, and since I'm recording it as well on the same system, that is slowing down my execution speed for AFL over here. But generally you should be getting somewhere around 100 200 300 speeds depending upon your system configuration. And so you can see that it started discovering new paths. Initially the corpus we have given it contain only 427 or some files, and now it has figured out new paths. Over here we can see the total paths are 436, and it is trying calibration and bit flip and different kind of strategies over here. So yeah, so that's all I wanted to show in this video. Please do subscribe and like my channel. That will motivate me to create more such videos. And if you have any feedback, comments or suggestion, feel free to post it on my YouTube channel in comments, or you can always reach out to me on Twitter, or you can mail me. So thank you again, thank you for watching my videos, and goodbye.